Hi guys, welcome back to week 19 of Easy Yoga with Mary. I ended up taking last week off, just lots of things on, but we're back at it now. This week you might need a blanket to sit on, a small soft cushion would do the same thing. You might need a chunky block or a stack of books, just rigid perhaps. You may not need either of these things, but if you know you kind of normally need a bit of equipment or piece of kit, a couple of these items would be great. We had news. The gym closing last week and we kind of lost our morning classes that we normally had. I've been able to rent a space from Evelyn Donnelly here in Derry, the Yoga and Pilates Wellbeing Centre here. Lovely space, really nice space. It's only available for me at the minute for a Tuesday and a Thursday morning. I'll have those classes starting at 10 a.m. If you'd like to join me, I will leave my contact details in the comments box below and also over on my Instagram, Mary McMahon Yoga. So we're going to be starting on Tuesday the 25th of August. It's a lovely room. It has natural ventilation, so it's got windows and light. It's a really nice atmosphere. It has outside parking, so it's spot on really. We couldn't have asked for better. Just kind of the two things came up at the same time. Hopefully it'll work for me and for us. We'll see how we get on anyway. So starting Tuesday the 25th of August, 10 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays, in Evelyn Donnelly's yoga studio in Springtown over on the city side. Booking is essential and you must bring all your own equipment due to COVID measures. Alright, so that's some good news anyway. We are going to get ready and lie ourselves down. Let's lie ourselves down nice and carefully. Make any little adjustments you feel you need, your shoulders, your lower back. If it's okay with you, you can extend your legs away. If it doesn't suit you, keep your knees bent. You can roll your arms out and away and take a moment to pause. You feel the ground solid and flat beneath you. Remember, you've taken this time out of your day. Enjoy. And breathe. I breathe in. I breathe out. 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 Take a moment. Let's begin to just move the toes and the feet, fingers and the hands. We get ready for a full body stretch.
Reaching the arms up and back to the floor behind you. Adjust those shoulders. Bring the legs a little bit more together, but keep them about hip width. Spread your fingers, your palms, your toes, and your feet. Any little adjustments you need, go ahead. Lovely. Inhale, palms together. Exhale, draw them down to your heart. Release them alongside the body and carefully bend both knees and have your 2 feet on your mat. Make those little adjustments again. Draw the knees in towards your chest, placing your hands upon the knees or behind. Allow yourself a little bit of movement, whatever kind of movement feels right. Take care. Make it soft. We're going to draw the 2 knees apart wide and back together again. Keep the feet relaxed. 2 knees apart, nice and wide as you can manage there. And back together again. Once more, 2 knees apart wide and back together. We're going to get ready for our reclining cobbler pose. So let the knees go wide with the arms inside the legs. Hold them onto the front of the shins or ankles. Slowly does it now as we lift up. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Raise your head and chest. Now take your time coming into this position. You want the knees wide and forward. You want to begin to press the feet together when you're ready. This can be too much, so you could have your hands on your shins, or you could even use a strap or a belt around the feet if need be. Now, if you can, press them together, engage your pelvic floor, pause and breathe. Lovely. Inhale, exhale, lower the head and chest, releasing the hands and 2 feet on your mat. Extend your right leg away nice and long, slowly does it. Right leg up. Take a moment with that. Place the 2 hands to the back of the thigh if that suits you. Remember, you can always use a belt, a strap or a scarf. Extend the left leg away if that's okay and keep it bent if need be. 2 legs working strongly right and left. Shoulders relaxed and down. Okay, we're going to lift if that suits. Inhale, exhale, lift. Raise your head and chest and slide the hands up. Now take a moment, just check in with your neck, check in with your elbows. 2 legs working strongly. You breathe and hold position. You might find that you can bring your leg a little bit closer to you as the time goes on. Inhale, exhale, lower down, bend your knee towards your chest and just have a moment. I want you now to adjust this right hip. You were used to it by now. So the right thumb goes into the crease at the top of the leg. You send the buttock forward and down. The right leg goes back up again. Turn the right foot a little out to the right and begin to take the leg out to the right. You can support that leg with your right hand. You could use a belt or a strap. Don't let the left side lift. It's kind of a regular one for us, so you know what you're doing here. Ground down through the left, out through both of the heels, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Good idea to keep the hands round over the pelvis. There's always a blue bottle in this room. Slowly does it as we bring that back to centre. Bend the knee towards your chest. Take a moment. Make that little adjustment again. Thumb in, buttock forward and down. Right leg up, but keep the knee soft this time. Take it over to the left. Don't let the right buttock lift. Make sure it's staying on the ground. You can keep a slight bend in that right knee if you wish, or straighten the leg. You get to choose. See what's right for you. Pause and breathe. Shoulders relaxed. Okay, lovely. Right leg to centre, bend the knee and foot to your mat. And just take a moment, make those little adjustments. The left leg is the long leg, left leg up. 2 hands to the back of your thigh there. Right leg away if that suits you. Keep it bent if you need to. 2 legs working strongly, right and left. We're going to lift, inhale, exhale, lift. You can always stay down if you need to. Just check in with the shoulders, the elbows. And as you pause and breathe, you might notice you can bring your lifted leg a little bit closer to you perhaps. Inhale, exhale, lower down, bend the knee towards your chest and just have a moment. So we want to adjust this left hip, buttock. Thumb in, sending the buttock forwards and down, left leg up, turn the foot a little out to the left, take the leg out to the left. You can support that leg with your hand or a strap if you need to. Don't let the right side lift. 2 legs working strongly. Heels away, shoulders relaxed. Slowly does it. Bring the leg back up to centre, soften the knee. Let's adjust that buttock again, that hip again. Left leg up, left leg out to the left, or to the right, sorry. Keep a wee softness in the knee there. If you wish, you can bend a little bit more. Don't let that left buttock lift. Relax both of the shoulders. Either way. Lovely. Inhale to centre, bend the knee, foot to your mat. Let's just slide that leg away for a moment. Maybe give both the legs a little bit of a jiggle. We'll bend both knees and the feet on the mat. Hip width apart. Take a wee look. Just check they're kind of lined up nice and straight. There, raise the foot there. Roll the arms out a little. Tuck the shoulders in and down. Lengthen the lower back, the tailbone away from you. I'm only going to lift the once, but if you need to lower and lift again, absolutely fine. Inhale, begin to peel yourself off your mat and up, so breathing in. Take your time with that. You might need the slightest little adjustment there with the head and neck, very subtle, always with care. You can bring the arms back in. The chin should be facing the sky. So the front of the throat remains free or free-ish. Lovely. Inhale. Exhale, slowly roll yourself back and down. Bringing the knees in, hands on the knees or behind, just a little bit of movement. I'm going to just do a simple twist from here. Roll the 2 legs to the floor on the right, adjust the shoulders there if you need to. Knee on foot on foot. You can choose the position of this left arm. If you want it stronger, you have it further away. Remember, the closer the knees are to the belly, the kind of stronger the twist is, so you can determine the rest in place for those legs. Pause and breathe. Relax the face, the belly, the shoulders. Take your time as you carefully bring those legs back to centre. Have a moment. If you need any little adjustments, bringing the knees in, rolling them over to the left, knee on knee, foot on foot. Remember, closer to the belly is a stronger position. Choose where you want the right arm to rest, further away or closer. Breathing freely and naturally. Just let go. Let the position do the work for you. Take your time as you slowly and carefully come back up to centre. Have a moment and just have whatever kind of movement feels right. If it's okay with you, you can roll up. If you need to take care, roll to one side and carefully push yourself up. Okay. I'm just going to grab that block and put it towards the front. I'm going to be facing this way. Getting ready for downward facing dog. Shoulder width of the hands, hip width of the knees and feet. Spread your palms, curl the toes under, lift your knees off your mat and they'll become nice and high. Remember, you don't have to straighten the legs, it's more about lengthening the spine. Take time to kind of really feel your way through it. Do you feel like you've made space in that lower back? Okay, we're going to lift the right leg off our mat and in the air, we're going to bend the knee, and if you can, you lift the knee high. Foot or heel comes towards the opposite buttock. Now, if you're really aware of your shoulders and your upper arms, it kind of helps to keep the shoulders and the pelvis a little bit more level. We want the right foot to the outside of the right hand for a lizard lunge. We're going to bring that left knee down. Take a moment just to check your alignment here. Now, this can be quite strong for some people. If it is, you could use a block. Even more, 2 blocks, make it taller if you wish. If there's any little hip issues going on. Let's just pause and breathe. Now we'll just have the back knee off our mat if that's okay. So we'll curl the toes under, lifting the knee up. Take a moment to really engage the thigh. Again, let's pause. And when you're ready, we'll meet back in downward dog. Right foot back, take a moment there, reposition the palms if you think you need to. Okie doke. Left leg off your mat and in the air, bend the knee. Lift that knee high if that's okay. The heel goes towards the opposite buttock. Now bring some awareness to your upper arms and your shoulders. Keeping the shoulders level helps to keep the pelvis level. We'll have the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Lovely. Bring the right knee down. Just take a moment there. Check in again. If it's too much, remember, it's where you can use a block. You can even stand it up on its taller side. Absolutely fine to do that. Or some books if you don't have any blocks at all. We'll lift the back knee off our mats now, so curl the toes under, lift the back knee up and really kind of engage strongly through that right thigh. When you're ready, we'll meet back in downward dog. Take time there just to double check the hands. Remember to draw in through your belly. It's not about straightening the legs. Knees to your mat, tabletop position. Just stay reserved for 1 wee second. I just want to open the window over here. Not sure if you can hear that blue bottle, but it's do my head in. Maybe we can get out now. So tabletop position. We're going to do a beginner side plank, and I want you to do a beginner side plank with me.
Just want to put a wee kind of different variation on the top shoulder, the top ribs. Move your hands back just a fraction there, a centimetre or two. So the right foot goes out to the right. The right wrist should be below the shoulder. Left leg back and down. You're on your inner foot. Left arm up. Now draw in through the belly. I want you to begin, if you can, to kind of draw your top hand, your top shoulder back a little so that you can begin to look up perhaps. It's as if you're kind of lifting or rotating the heart up towards the sky a little bit more. And slowly does it as you just float that left hand back and down, coming back to your tabletop. I mean, you could do 2 straight legs if you wanted for sure. Now just make sure that left hand is back a little bit so it's more likely to be below the shoulder. The left foot goes back a little. The right leg goes back and you go onto the inner foot and you draw the right arm up towards the sky. Then if you can, we're just going to kind of continue drawing it a little bit further back. Like you've lifted the heart. And slowly does it as we dial the right hand back and down, back to tabletop. Part the knees a little bit more. Sit back to your heels if you can. Nice kind of easy, soft child. But let's give the wrists a wee break so we can bring them together in a prayer position. Maybe let them rest behind our heads. A little bit of a baby shark. Okay, float the hands down, slide them towards you as you begin to lift the head and chest. I'm going to be doing Malasana. It's like a low squat, looks a little bit like a frog. I know a lot of people with sore knees or pelvic floor issues maybe can't do this one. You could just go into a seated cobbler instead. I'm sure most of you are aware of it. I'm going to come up, curl the toes under, the feet are apart, probably just a bit less than hip width. The knees are out. You can place a block under your heels if it's an awful balance, a cushion, a rolled up blanket. You could hold on to the outer edge of your mat perhaps. Your arms are inside your legs in theory. Lift your pelvic floor, a nice soft gaze there to the fingertips. Okay, releasing the 2 hands down. Take a moment as you bring the knees in just a fraction. Lift the sit bones up and hang down over those legs. Keep the knees bent. Have a wee soft sway or shimmy. Your hands can be in the position of your choice. The ground, shins, knees, thighs. We'll slowly uncurl to come up, so take your time. Just walking the hands up the legs. Head being the last thing to lift. A nice exhale. Maybe even give the shoulders a little rotate. Okay, middle of your mats. Turn in to face this way. Feet about 1 metre apart. I mean, if you think you sometimes like a block, make sure it's within reach and distance. So we can put it towards the front here. We're going to do a wide forward fold. Check the feet are parallel. Soften the knees a little without doing anything dramatic with your pelvis or your groin. But lift from your waist, spill forward and down. Now for some people it's too much to reach the ground and they're better using a block, and the block is a brilliant addition. If you can, we'll take hold of our forearms and elbows and hang down. So you can always kind of choose your position here. Remember, you don't have to go fully into position, just kind of see what's right for you. Release the hands to your mat. Begin to raise the head and chest. Now, really press your feet to your mat as you lift yourself up. Hands to hips, and just take a moment. Trikonasana. Today's always all about sideways stretching. So we'll have the left toes turned in slightly. It's just a fraction. Adjust the heel a little there if you like instead.
Right toes all the way around. Check that foot is straight. It's usually heel to heel or heel to instep. So it's a good idea to take a check on the feet. Chest back to centre to face this way. Arms to shoulder level, allowing the shoulders to relax, making sure the neck is comfortable. Now we're going to lift up from our waist. Inhale, exhale, reach, extend over to the right, and the hand can stop at the knee or the shin or the foot. Everybody's different. The left hand reaches up towards the sky. Just take a moment to check in with your neck, making sure it's comfortable. I want you to think now about your lower ribs, the right rib cage, and begin to bring the right ribs a little bit more forward. Just grip your mat with your feet and steady yourself. See if you can bring those right ribs a little bit more forward, and you'll find that your kind of gaze is almost wanting to turn up towards the sky. We'll have the left hand back to the hip, gaze down, use the right foot strongly, and lift yourself up. Turn the feet to face forward, level them off. Have a wee sway or shimmy if you wish. Right toes, turn them in slightly, and sometimes the toes don't like to turn. If that's the case, little adjustment with your heel, do the same job. Left toes all the way around. Check that left foot is straight. Check the feet. Okay, chest back to centre, facing this way. So your pelvis is completely neutral because you've turned the legs. The pelvis has turned. You're turning upper body back to centre here. Arms to shoulder level. Take a look out, not too high. A little bit of softness in that left knee as well. Now lift up from your waist. Inhale, exhale, extend over to the left and down. It could be knee, could be shin, could be foot. Right hand reaches up towards the sky there. Now just take a moment. Pause, check in with your neck, see what it feels like. I want you to think about bringing your lower ribs, the left ribs, forward this way. Yeah. So the top shoulder goes back a little bit more. Pause, see what it feels like. Maybe just another little fraction perhaps. Pause. And you'll kind of notice that makes it really easier to gaze up then. If that's too unsteady for you, of course you don't have to. My top arm probably looks like it's going back further than it normally would. In this instance, it's absolutely fine because we're preparing or warming the body up for a pose later on. Right hand to the hip, gazing down to the big toe. Up we come, turn the feet to face forward, we sway or shim. So we're warming ourselves up for a kind of final pose. And this way we're just putting slight tweaks or different angles onto our normal or more traditional poses. If you could give me a little bit more distance now between each of the feet. And again, always have a look and check that they're level, they're doing what they're told. The ankles can be tight, and even having the feet facing forward like this can be tough for people. Warrior 2 or Virabhadasana 2. So left toes in slightly, and remember if the toes don't like to turn, wee bit of a heel action there. Right toes, turn them all the way around there. Check the foot is straight and begin bending the knee. Creep it a wee bit more towards the front of your mat there if you can. Nice fixed position with the knee. Chest back to centre facing this way. Arms to shoulder level. Let the arms relax. Now grip your feet. Feel your inner thighs rotating out like we did on our tree pose. You get that kind of really working on the rotating out. Lift up through your pelvic floor and draw in through your belly. If you lift your pelvic floor and draw in through the belly, the tail naturally just wants to drop. Makes it a softer action than tucking in. It's more natural. It's less stress on the sacrum, the sacroiliac joint. Turn your right palm to face the sky, keeping the knee bent. Right arm up, left hand goes to back leg, buttock or lower back for a nice passive warrior. We'll lift tall, reach or extend out to the right, bend in the arm with the elbow, pop the forearm onto the thigh and get a little bit lower, a little bit deeper set if you can. With the left hand now to the ribs, bring the top ribs back.
facing this way. So we've got to think about our previous pose there, our triangle, our trikonasana, where we brought those top ribs back. This left arm, we're going to sweep it across the belly, the chest and the face to turn into a sideways stretch. And again, if you can, bring your top ribs back a little, draw the gaze up. We'll float the left hand back and down. Use your right foot. Inhale up you come. Exhale, turning your feet to face forward. They might need a little adjustment. Getting ready for the other side. Right toes in slightly. Just the heel a wee bit there if you need to. Left toes all the way around. Check the foot is straight. Begin bending the knee. Take time just to get a nice kind of deep seat if that suits you. Should always obviously the first couple of toes. Pelvis is completely neutral here in natural position. Turn the chest back to centre to face this way. Arms to shoulder level. Relax your shoulders. Press your feet. Lift your thighs. Lift your pelvic floor and your belly. Stay in through that belly. It'll stop you arching back. Let the tail naturally drop. Relax your shoulders and gaze out over your left. Keep the knee bent, turn the left palm to face the sky, drawing the left arm up, right hand back leg, buttock or lower back. Inhale tall, reach and extend into the left, bend the left arm at the elbow, pop the forearm on the thigh and take a moment there, just get a little bit lower if you can. Nice deep bend in the knee. Right hand on the right ribs. Bring the top ribs, top shoulder back. Kind of really rotating the belly, the rib cage, the heart center. Right arm will sweep across the front of the belly, chest, the gaze. You should be able to easily look up. I know that's a different matter for any sore shoulders. Slowly does it. Down the right hand, back. Use your left foot, lift yourself up. Feet facing forward. Let's just bring them in for a second. We are going to do a last wide forward fold before we come to sitting. So want the legs back out again. Decent distance, the kind of distance you had in your warrior two. And notice that there's a difference there between your trikonasana and your virabhadrasana two. So we'll soften the knees a little and let the pelvis be completely neutral. Hands here to the crease at the top of the legs. Remember the pelvis is like a bowl. So we'll lift up from the waist and spill forward and down. You can grab a block here if you wish, or if you can take hold of your big toes. Now you can choose the position of your hands. It's completely down to choice. Slowly I want you to think about lifting the buttocks up and relaxing the head and neck. Lifting the buttocks up and relaxing the head and neck. Release the hands, fingertips to the earth. Begin to raise the head and chest. Remember, let's just bring the feet in a couple of centimetres on each side. Press your feet, soften your knees, lifting yourself up as we toe heel, a step together. Let's take a moment, the feet slightly parted, just standing on our mountain. Relax the shoulders, press the feet down, get a nice lift. Okay, We're going to come down to our malasana, our frog, and then on down to sitting. Any sore knees or pelvic floor issues, you can just go ahead and come down to sitting. Okay, let those toes turn out slightly as we pop ourselves down like a frog, and a frog. Get low or hold on to your mats, use your block, use your blankets, whatever you need. Take time. You can roll up your mat as well, gives you a nice kind of edge to rest the heels on. Okay, we're going to come to sitting. Now, this is where I have my blanket. Because I'm on a tiled floor, I want my heels to be on my mat. And that would make my bottom be on the ground, and that's very sore on my particular tail. So I'll always pop myself up for this position on a blanket. You can also use one of the flatter blocks. So what we're going to do is seated, wide leg, sideways, stretch. Sore backs. This is very strong on a sore back. Too strong for a sore back. If I was in a class that this pose was being done and my back wasn't good, I'd probably sit maybe in an easy cross and just do a sideways stretch and really kind of be in control of how far I want to go. So you can do it with an easy cross. You can also bend your knees, have your feet down or heels down, toes up, either, and go with a nice sort of controlled, safe sideways stretch. If it's okay with you, you have your two legs out wide, straight. You'll need a moment to adjust your bottom. I'll guide you through that in a second. There's a big muscle group here called the QL, and it can get very tight, especially from sitting, and that can cause a lot of sore backs. Not all, so I'm not saying this is a cure, but what I'm saying is it's an area you need to stretch. So to prepare ourselves a little bit more for coming into this sideways stretch, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of have our legs relaxed at this point, tilt forward slightly, get your hands onto your own bottom, move the flesh away, flesh back, so you can feel your sit bones. We're going to be going to the right first, so we're going to lengthen out through each of the legs. Rotate the thigh out with your hands there and feel like you're kind of lengthening down. So you're getting the kind of rotation into your hip first. Go over to the other side. Rotate out with your hands, lengthen out to the leg. Now, you might need another readjustment in those sit bones there. Heels down and the toes are up. You could use a belt, a strap or a sock here as well. If you find it hard to go all the way, don't feel you have to go all the way. Read your own body signs. We're going to do this in 3 stages. So let's place our hands onto our rib cage, lift up from the waist, reach the right hand out towards the foot. You can use your strap, you can go to your shin, or even have a hand on the ground. You get to choose. Left hand is up. You could hook on to the big toe on the right. You can turn your right palm to face up if you know you can do this more easily, where the fingers hook around the ball of the foot. So let's lift, reaching out. So 3 breaths. Inhale tall, exhale over to the right a little. And remember, change it to suit yourself. Inhale tall, over to the right a little bit more. Now the elbow should go inside the leg. You can also lie the hand flat if you wish. Inhale tall, over to the right. You might find you can reach your foot. Now, I see people here, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. If you can, you bring your lower ribs forward and your top ribs back like we did in our preparatory poses. You're going to want to come out of this really slowly. Begin to dial the left hand back first. Take your time as you slowly come up. It's a bit of a slow-mo almost there. It is very strong on the lower back. Lovely if you've no back issues. If you've back issues, that's a whole different kettle of fish. So we're just going to prep the legs a little bit more. Rotate the left thigh out, lengthen down through it, right thigh out, lengthen down through it, flesh away from the sit bones. Remember, use your belt, use your strap. Don't feel you've got to go all the way if you don't wish. You get to choose. Hands to your ribs and lift up. Reaching out to the left, taking hold of the foot, perhaps strap or shin even. If it's easy for you, turn the palm to face up and hook the fingers around the ball of the foot. The right arm comes up. Now inhale, lift up from your waist. Exhale, extend a little to the left. See what it feels like and stop if you need to. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend a little bit more. Over to the left. Stop if you need to. Another wee breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let's just see where we get to. You might find once you have a moment that you can kind of tuck that elbow in front of the calf a bit more. Bring the top ribs back, lower ribs forward. Coming out of it really slowly. Dial in the right hand back first. Up you come. Give the legs a wee jiggle. Get the flesh away from the sit bones. We're going to do a forward fold. You know, might be too much for you. You could be happy staying here, using a block perhaps. Everybody's different, you know. Age lines creep in. Stuff changes, happens in your body. So if you can, we lift from our waist, reach out perhaps to our feet. It's not essential. You can have your hands in front on a block or on the ground as well. Lift up, spill forward, pause. Remember, do it in stages. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Don't worry about getting anywhere near the ground. Just do what you can. Ease off on the hands. Take your time as you very slowly begin to lift yourself up. Bring the legs together. Give them a wee jiggle. We are going to finish off having a wee lie down first. And a wee rock. And then a little bit of breathing. So, remember, let's lie down nice and carefully. Bend the knees as you lower yourself back and down onto your mat. Take a moment because it's such a strong position. You want that, your sacrum, your sacroiliac, that big bone, the base of spine, just to get a chance to kind of set in again or settle in again. Locking on in the pelvic girdle. You can bring your knees in if you wish for a moment. Just have a soft rock, perhaps, with great care. We'll finish up with a little bit of breathing now. You can either slide the legs away or keep the knees bent, either, whichever's right for you. Making sure you're comfortable, feeling yourself again soft, but fully supported, flat. Let's just take a moment, feeling the ground beneath us, allowing our breath to settle. Okay, we're going to breathe in for 3 and out for 3. We repeat that. We're going to breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4, repeat that. Breathe in for 5 and out for 5 and be done. Repeat it and be done. Remember, if 4's too long for you, shorten it. 5's too long for you, shorten it. It's all about practice. Breathing in. 1, 2, 3. Breathing out. 1,
2, 3. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3. Just let your breath do its own thing for a moment. Now we'll move on to 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just let your breath do its own thing. Now we're going to increase that to 5. Remember to shorten it if need be. We have a tendency to kind of have shallow breaths, to have too many breaths in a day. We want to slow down the breath. Helps to slow down the nervous system. Helps to maybe calm the internal organs. If you're maybe perhaps in a state of flux, the more you do it, the more you really feel the benefit from it. They say the kind of 5, 5.5, 6 is the average kind of length of time that you should be holding your breath for. But remember, it's very much down to the individual. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just let your breath do its own thing, find its own way. Remember that practice makes perfect here with this breathing. You'll really find it beneficial if you can kind of incorporate it into your day a little bit more often or a little bit more regularly. So we're going to get ourselves ready for movement, moving feet and hands, carefully bending the legs, feet to our mat, making our adjustments, drawing the knees in, placing the hands either on the knees or behind. Nice, really kind of mindful movements. Placing the 2 feet to your mat as you roll over to your left side. Carefully push yourself up to sitting. Sit in your easy cross if that suits you. Change it if it doesn't. Remember to alternate your legs. So, that's us for today. Remember, 2 new classes starting the last week in August, Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, 10 o'clock. Booking is essential. I'll put all the details below each week as well, my contact number. Also over on my Instagram. Give me a wee like. Give us a wee comment. My PayPal link is below. Thanks ever so much for showing up. Namaste.